Public session then, if that's okay. Ready? Okay, thank you. Okay, agenda item 1, apologies. Have we any apologies? No? No. Full quorum or full membership, thank you. Committee composition, refer to the papers emailed which outlines the committee composition and also staff details. Okay. Okay, I have to welcome you to the first meeting of the Committee of Agriculture, Environment and Rural Affairs in this 2022 to 2027 mandate. The committee meeting will be recorded and broadcast throughout Parliament buildings and online. However, there could be a slight delay in moving to any private session or back into public session, so please be patient. We haven't anybody in the public gallery, but if anybody comes in, they're very welcome. The committee staff are based in room 244 and the clerk is in 285. Happy to note that. Okay. Members, I'm pleased to formally and publicly welcome everyone here to the first meeting of this Committee of Agriculture, Environment and Rural Affairs. Around this table we come from very different traditions and backgrounds. All of us have very different political beliefs, or at least some have very different political beliefs. So I think that although we may have our differences, we will all agree that we are here to both support and scrutinise the work of the Department of Agriculture, Environment and Rural Affairs, and to do what we can to enhance the provision of public services for everyone in Northern Ireland. And I trust that we will fulfil our mandates accordingly in that spirit of working together. I'd also like to inform you that I have an informal meeting organised with Minister Muir for next Tuesday at 11:45 a.m. I'm assuming that's the Chair and Vice Chair?
Myself.
And yourself. Okay, thank you. And then the Minister will be coming at a later date formally to the meeting. So members, can I ask you now to introduce yourselves and make a few remarks? And I'm Tom Elliott, MLA for Fermanagh and South Tyrone from the Unionist Party and current Chair of this committee. So we'll go this way. So, Shell.
I'm Michelle McElveen, DUP MLA for the Strangford constituency.
Tom Buchanan, DUP Assembly Member in West Tyrone. We're looking forward to working with the committee over this season.
My name is Nicola Brogan, I'm Sinn Féin MLA for West Tyrone. This is my first time sitting on the ERC committee, but very much so looking forward to getting my teeth stuck into it. It's obviously very relevant to the people of West Tyrone, so appreciate the opportunity.
Declan McAleer MLA, current Deputy Chair of the committee, former Chair, and one of the 3 MLAs from West Tyrone on the committee.
That's it.
Patsy McGlone, SDLP MLA for Mid-Ulster, previously served in the committee too, and it's good to see a few familiar faces around the table, as well as the new ones, of course.
John Blair, Alliance Party MLA for Southampton, and was also a member of the DAERA committee in the previous assembly.
Anya Murphy, Sinn Féin MLA for Fermanagh and South Tyrone and party spokesperson for rural communities.
William Irwin, Assembly Member for Newry Emma, and have been a member of the committee from 2007.
Okay, thank you. Agenda item 4, declaration of interests. All Assembly members are required to register relevant financial and other interests in the Register of Members' Interests. Details of the registered interests are published on the Assembly website. In addition to this requirement, Standing Order states that a member who has a financial interest in any matter or relevant interest in any matter must declare that interest before taking part in any proceedings of the Assembly relating to that matter. In particular, there is a requirement to declare any interest which might reasonably be thought by others to influence the member's approach to the matter under consideration. So proceedings of the Assembly includes meetings of the committee. So as this is the first meeting of the committee, members should ensure that any financial or other interests which relate to the remit of this committee or which are likely to be relevant to a substantial part of the committee are drawn to the attention of the committee. It should be noted that failure to register and or declare an interest may be an offence under Section 43 of the Northern Ireland Act 1998. The clerk will record any declaration of interest made by members in the minutes of the first meeting. So I'll ask, have any members any declaration of interest? I will firstly start by saying I'm an active farmer and I'm in receipt of basic payment scheme. We're in the room, Michelle.
No interest.
Tom.
Yeah, a small farm holder and in receipt of the payment scheme.
Nicola.
Hey, Tom.
Nicola. Declan.
I do own agriculture land, but I'm not in receipt of any payment.
Nothing to declare.
Nothing, Patsy? John.
Likewise, Chair, nothing to declare.
No interest, Chair.
William.
Partner in a farm business, and that farm business receives basic farm payment.
All right.
That's fine, thank you.
Okay, the rules governing the registration declaration of interest are contained in the Code of Conduct and guide to the rules relating to the conduct of members, and that further advice and guidance is available from the Clerk of Standards in room 254 of Parliament Buildings. Members, as part of the committee role, we will be required to consider statutory rules, which is also known as subordinate legislation. We will now move into private session for a briefing from the examiner of statutory rules to consider the delegation and technical scrutiny. Now request that anyone in the public gallery leaves the room for this part of the meeting. Broadcasting. We're now going into public session. Are we in public session? Thank you. Okay, agenda item 6. Members, we have been briefed by the Assembly's examiner of statutory rules, who will undertake the technical scrutiny of legislation, leaving the policy scrutiny to the committee. In order to allow this, I will now put the following motion to the committee: that the Committee for Agriculture, Environment and Rural Affairs, under Standing Order 43, resolves to delegate to the examiner of statutory rules the technical scrutiny of statutory rules referred to the committee under the above mentioned standing order. Committee further resolves that in carrying out this function, the examiner shall be authorised to report her technical findings on each statutory rule to the Assembly and to the relevant department, as well as to the committee itself, and to publish her report. Members, are you content? Agreed. Okay, thank you. Agenda item 7, correspondence that was received during dissolution. Members, correspondence that was received from the 3rd of February 2024 will be in your packs next week for consideration. The committee team also hold a substantial amount of correspondence that has been received during dissolution when there was no ERA committee established. This correspondence falls under a number of categories. 1. Press releases from the Executive News Service. 2. Press releases from the Department. 3. Papers and reports led in the Assembly Business Office. 4. CC'd correspondence from Westminster from the DEFRA EU Scrutiny Team and House of Lords Westminster Framework Subcommittee. 5. From organisations. And 6. From the Privy Council Office. Normally correspondence is tabled and dealt with at each meeting. However, as this is correspondence that has been received during dissolution, there are a couple of options. The correspondence in its total for this period only can be noted as available for viewing by the committee members in room 244 to view any of the correspondence that they wish to examine in more detail. Or the clerk can add a full list of the correspondence for your information to your pack next week. So really, members, I'm in your hands as to whether you want the full list or whether under those headings you can go and examine any of it at the committee clerk's office.
Chair,
Sure.
sorry, I mean, because there was no committee as such,
Mhm.
anyone who wrote in recent times before the committee was established asking to meet the committee, we have gone back to them to say please reissue, your request. So
Right.
the correspondence, I love the correspondence itself, we can't really do anything
Yeah,
with
okay.
anyway.
Patsy?
Enough to have it in the clerk's office. If you're interested, go and have a
Yeah, I'm more than content with that anyway, because
We've had a
it's
lot of
left in the
work
clerk's
on
office.
that.
If anybody wants any parts of it, he's all happy with that?
Fair enough.
Okay, thank you. Our last item is draft forward work programme. There is a draft forward work programme that was emailed to you all. Clerk, do you want to elaborate on any of that, especially in the next week or so?
Yeah, this is really just, the Forward Work Programme, Chair, is really just to give you an initial look at how the next 5 weeks may take shape. At next week's meeting, we will be doing a more thorough committee induction in a closed session, and part of that will be reviewing the Forward Work Plan in more detail. So we'd really be requesting through the Chair as to whether you're content to note it at this stage, and to see, just to be reassured that we do have briefings in the diary for the next few weeks with key officials and the Minister to take us forward.
All content with that?
Yeah.
I think we will have a briefing next week, hopefully, on
We do.
department
We do.
finances and budgets. That's okay?
Can I just mention, obviously we're new back into committee and so on, it's going to take a bit of time just to get the necessary briefings. But I suppose just moving forward about the protocols of actually having committee visits, because I suppose that's probably one of the most important things that we do is be out with stakeholders as well. And I understand that over the last number of years with COVID and dissolution and so on, that hasn't been possible to do. So I don't know whether there are revised protocols with regards to that, but maybe that's something that we maybe need to look at to plan ahead.
Okay, good point. Yeah. All right, any other, Declan? Sorry.
Chair, see in terms of the departmental briefings, and I think I mentioned this to you informally, it's just there's a couple of, as early as possible in the term, I would like, if it was possible, to get a really detailed update briefing from the department on where the big policy issues are at. For example, the future farm agriculture policy, where's the new rural policy at, for example. So the big ticket ones, if we get as early as possible in the mandate, if there's agreement that to get a good comprehensive briefing on those.
Are you thinking, Declan, of overall policy issues and looking at it more broadly? Or are you saying, we need specifics on...
I get issues, for example, I'm just using agriculture as an example, like the future agriculture policy, the TB issue, the money issue, there's big tickets.
Rural Development Programme as well.
The Rural Development Programme, those are big issues that are having serious impact on the agriculture and rural communities right now, and I think that it would be, in my view, everybody can, I think that there's lots of farmers and rural people are looking to find out where it's at. I think we could help provide that through this platform. I think that would be helpful as early as possible.
Good point, yeah.
Chair, hopefully with over the next few weeks, we will be hearing from the key officials in each of the sort of 5-6 divisions that DAERA has. So I'm hoping certainly that they will be working from the first day brief and briefing the committee around that document. So certainly the big ticket items will come up in those, but we can then obviously request more detailed briefings. They will be giving us the sort of headlines on all the key divisions and where they are.
Okay. And look, if any member has anything specific, the like of the future agriculture programme or support programmes, maybe email it into the clerk so that we can have a better handle on what exactly is required. Is that fair?
And Chair, obviously in due course we will hold a strategic planning day where these things can be fleshed out in more detail as to what the committee's focus want to be, but we just sort of need to get through the next lot of weeks and hear from all the divisions of the of DAERA. Thank you.
All right, Declan. Any other comments on the forward work programme? No? Okay. All right, thank you. Date and time of the next meeting, members. Next meeting will next Thursday, the 22nd of February 2024, at the earlier time of 10 a.m. in room 21, which will be the normal time of the meeting of 10 a.m. From now on, you will receive an electronic committee pack meeting on the Monday before the committee meeting. Also next week it is planned that there will be a photograph of the new committee taken for the committee website. If you're all content, I'm sure as politicians you'll not refuse a photograph. So again, thank you very much for today, and look forward to working with you all in the future. Meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.
Committee Room 21. Sound.